So as much as I detest making reactionary videos, partly because everyone to have ever posted a reaction ever always has this nonsensical over-emoting thumbnail because they didn't learn how to express things non-verbally in elementary school, that and for purposes of nonsense clickbait, I kind of avoid sort of soft reaction videos like this because I don't want to be lumped in there because it's embarrassing. And speaking of embarrassing, that brings us to the subject of the hour. This lady, whatever her name is, I don't care. She doesn't deserve to have her name put anywhere, because who forgets that they posted a video like this? Come on. People do this kind of crap for attention all the time, and it's pathetic. But my irritation is not just limited to this woman. It's also to the people who watch this sort of stuff and have the emotional stability of a flubber. Because, yeah, sure, take a look at the video and come to your own conclusions, and we'll get into that in a minute. But you look at the platforms, you look at the responses, all of these sorts of things that are just the most squishy, soft states of mind that I've seen within the last 8 hours. And this is a symptom of, if you ask me, of being removed from reality. You know, it's one of those first world mental state problems. People who, I guess, maybe live in a bubble or something, because I guess we don't, or maybe some people have forgotten that dogs and canines in general, they kill things with their face. A slap from a Karen isn't going to do a whole lot, especially to one of the bigger breeds of dogs. Now, I will say that the reaction of frustration and disappointment and disgust and those sorts of things are valid. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the nature in which people are responding to the problem is incorrect. You're attacking the right problem, but from the wrong angle, because it's not a physical harm issue. Like, you see dogs get into scraps that look way worse than what this lady did. Physically. It's the emotional part of this that is not only harmful to the dog, but intentionally so. I mean, you don't spit on your dog and do all of these things if you're not intending to hurt them, and for no good reason. You don't emotionally abuse somebody because they piss you off. That's not. And as to why this lady does this, I think it's pretty simple. I mean, you look at the dog.
It doesn't faze you. As you can tell. Stop! We love you, or whatever. We love you. We love you.
It's having fun at her expense, right? It doesn't give a shit what she's doing. Comes up after, I think she tried to discipline it, which this is not discipline, it's just intentionally trying to hurt your animal emotionally. You look at the dog and it doesn't care. Comes up and paws her like, yeah, sure, whatever. I still want to play with you. We have a little social spat over a puffball that has formed on the carpet since someone has been shedding. Somebody's intentionally trying to emotionally damage their animal because they're mad, because they're incompetent and unable to get their animal to listen to them. Like, it's kind of like the long short version of the Little Red Hen in a way, in that this lady seems like she doesn't really care about raising her dog properly. And then when it comes time that the dog needs to listen to her, she's mad at it because it doesn't listen to her. It's like, no shit, your dog's not going to listen to you. You haven't put the work in, but you want it to listen to you when you need it to listen to you. F off. The dog doesn't even care. The dog doesn't even take you seriously. Like, you slap it, whatever, and it comes over and paws you like you're playing a game. Oh, you must be playing with me. Is this how this game is played? It's people like this that, yeah, you want to get pissed off at them, but at the same time, you do them a greater injustice by not taking them seriously, because their dog doesn't even take them seriously. And why doesn't your dog take you seriously? Maybe it's because you're a personality on the internet and nobody really takes you seriously. And yeah, I know I'm a little late to the party, but it's better late than never, especially in instances where you can glean something from this, because there are people all around, especially now, that don't even really have the physical capacity to hurt anyone physically, but they will attempt to try and hurt people in other ways, like this lady. And that's because they themselves feel powerless, so they have a need to express power that they don't have. And when someone reacts in fear to their perceived power, they feel good about it because they're overcompensating for not having any. And seeing someone be afraid of them is validation. It's a sad and pathetic world that those people live in, but I suppose it's a notch sadder when you try to enforce that sort of tyrannical will on something and it laughs at you. Wow, you mean to tell me that somebody who bases a large portion of their existence on the internet feels inconsequential and has to overcompensate in some way to get attention? Color me shocked. So if you guys like this sort of format and this kind of content, this is kind of the stuff. This is the stuff that is primarily on and will be on the Patreon. This video is in part because of the people who support me on Patreon and donate and back and forth and give ideas and those sorts of things. So if you want to thank people for having this video be put out there, it's because of them, and that includes the non-tiered supporters. So see you around. And I'm recording only. There's no laundry basket, so that's just how things are. And this is just how other things are. Only when I'm working. What do you want? You want to go outside? Yep.